Welcome back to Whiteboard Wednesday. My name is Mike Cromwell.
I'm Brian DeVault.
If you aren't there today, you don't feel comfortable that these are in a great posture, what's the path look like to get there? And the second part of the question is, what can a MSP like an Atrio or MSSP do to help you accelerate that?
So if you're going to try to do it on your own, you've got to have the skill and expertise on staff. That's going to be costly. It's going to be rare that you do because there's a lot of different skill sets you're talking through here. And in some cases may involve a re-architecture of a solution that's already in place. But you've got to assess, right? We have, as an MSSP, we have tools that we can use to assess. So I can very quickly go out and run an assessment on this environment and produce a report that says, these are the security problems, right? So as an MSSP, it's very quick for us to go in here and do this because we've got a deep bench of strength that can do the architecture, that can implement MFA, that can implement Zero Trust, that can do everything on this list. So an MSSP might be able to do this within your cloud architecture in say 2 weeks or so.
So if you start here, is that AK threat assessment?
It's vulnerability assessment.
Vulnerability assessment. How long does it take to run that? And does that then, in essence, become your roadmap to implement the plan here?
It does, yes. And then you'll continually do it, right? So it's not a one-time and done thing. It's something that you schedule monthly or bi-weekly, depending on what your compliance requirements are as well.
What's the most shocking threat assessment you've seen in the last few months? And how long did it take to get from that holy, moment to a good posture?
We had a publicly traded company that came to us and said, we want you to support our public cloud infrastructure. The first thing we did was ran a security and network assessment on it. It was highly insecure. It took us 15 days from running that report to getting it secured, only because they gave us the green light immediately and we were able to start working on day 2.
Had you not been in there and that was allowed to extend, how long before they could have had a business impacting event?
I mean, it could have been minutes.
Inevitable.
Minutes, hours, yes, definitely inevitable. The vulnerabilities that they had exposed were particularly egregious. And it was a matter of time before they were uncovered and infiltrated.
And before you assessed, where did they think they were?
They honestly had no idea because they didn't have this skill set in place of an architect to go in and design these cloud-based services. They went in and designed them just like they would an on-prem solution. And the two are not the same.
So they thought they were okay.
They thought they were fine.
And that happens to be the most egregious one you've seen in recent months.
Yes.
Amazing. But the scary thing is the shortage of talent in the marketplace that fits this it's scarce, right? And it's very expensive to get. Thus the reason companies are increasingly entrusting MSSPs
right.
to solve this gap.
The threats increase, the number of hack attempts increase. I mean, it's a cycle.
It's a vicious cycle, the classic case of a vicious cycle. Well, thanks for tuning in, folks. We have 3 more episodes to go. We're going to be digging into Contractors Network and Gus/executive team/business strategy. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you guys joining us. If you have any comments, you want to hear more episodes, specific topics for us to talk about in the weeks ahead, leave us in the comments below.
See you next time.